Hey folks, it's me. It's your old pal Stu. Hope you guys are having a great day. Let me, before I get into the topic on why I no longer use alt tech, remind you that King Leper, the full release, is coming out this month, July 25th. You can get your hands on a hardback or a paperback finally, or the ebook. So check the link down below. It'll be blue edition. If you're wondering what it is, it's high fantasy. My logline is George R.R. Martin meets Poul Anderson, or you could say Game of Thrones meets Three Hearts, Three Lions. It's a good classic fantasy story. I think you'll enjoy it. Great cover art here by Jesse White, who I have some of his drawings behind me. Why I no longer use alt tech. So what prompted this is somebody in the comments from another video asked when I was going to resync my channel with Odysee. And the answer is I'm not going to. And I'm not going to bring back the BitChute channel. I took that down, made it private, and deleted that. So I won't be resyncing things to Odysee, and I won't be doing BitChute. And I'm not on Minds. I deleted my Minds profile. I'm not on Gab. I haven't deleted that, but I'm not on Gab. I'm not on these alt tech sites, and I have some good reasons for that. And I have also, I need to probably talk about what convinced me to go towards them in the first place, which is something that might have convinced you and why I rethought that position. So the first reason why I took those down is that there's not a lot of people watching my content on them. So like 1% of the total viewers are on these other sites. So while they're viewing those on those other sites, they're actually harming me on the main site and for a lot of the things that I would want to do to grow or maintain the channel. And there's a few reasons for that. So first one is YouTube is a win more platform. That means the more views you get, the more the robot, as I call it, the algorithm, shows your video to more people. So any views that you get, especially when you're a small channel, and I have a pretty small channel, even though my subscribers are like 48,000 or something, the active subscriber base is around 2,000. That's in like pretty small channel territory as far as active subscribers. So if I'm getting 30 views on BitChute and 20 views on Odysee, those extra 50 views could actually help me a lot. It could get a few more people into the pipeline to see the video. So those views being leached off of the main site really matter. Meanwhile, getting 20 views on Odysee, I'm never going to go viral on Odysee, and the potential to go viral on Odysee is just minuscule compared to YouTube. If I have a hit video on YouTube, it gets hundreds of thousands of views. If I have a hit video on Odysee, it gets 100 views. Right. And I'm talking the same video. It's like, here we get 100,000 on YouTube, and then it's like 100 on BitChute or whatever. Right. So the views of my loyal subscribers, and I really appreciate everybody that's here, they're actually harming me if they're not on the main site, because this is where the growth happens. Okay. So that's a big one. Now they might help me by buying a book out July 25th, King Leper, Blue Edition. They might help me in that way, right? They might be a fan that wants to buy my book, and that's great. Wants to buy a book from me. And I really super appreciate that. But, they're also not on YouTube where they could be interacting with the rest of the audience. So having 10 people watch a video on BitChute and maybe there's one comment every blue moon, and for me to respond to that comment, because I like the social interaction. That's the advantage of social media, is I can connect with other people. In order for me to connect with that person, I have to log into BitChute and figure out where that comment is and then respond to it. I have to go to a completely different site. I don't have an app that just like, boom, has all the comments like the YouTube app. It's just much harder to manage things on BitChute. And so I just decided it just wasn't worth the friction. There was so much friction for me to get on there and try to interact with anybody. I decided it had to go. And if those people are persuaded to come back to YouTube and get in the mix with these comments, then that's better. That helps the video more, not just having views on the video, but interaction on the video, engagement with the video. There's comments. People are really, really interested in this video if they're commenting on it. So having anyone that's willing to comment come back to YouTube to do so is going to help me in YouTube. Meanwhile, if they're super engaged on BitChute, it gives me nothing, right? BitChute doesn't pay me any money. It doesn't spread me to anybody. If I get 20 views on BitChute and it shows it to one extra person on, it doesn't do anything. Okay. It's too small a numbers to make a difference. Meanwhile, even those small numbers would actually make a difference on YouTube in order to boost a video in the algorithm. So that's it. It's a negative without a lot of positives. Now, what convinced me to pick up alt tech to begin with? Well, I was persuaded by a lot of other bigger YouTubers to pick up alt tech. And the reason was because of censorship. There's a high potential for censorship on YouTube. It's not a free speech platform. It's a very controlled platform where you are allowed to do and say certain things, and you don't always know what those certain things are going to be any given day of the week or month or year. And the things that you said 10 years ago could suddenly become bad. And the things that you said last week could suddenly become bad, or the things that you got banned for 2 years ago could suddenly become okay again. You just never know what the robot is going to do, and I get that uncertainty. Meanwhile, you look at alt tech, and it appears like they don't have those problems. It's a freer speech sort of platform, whether you're going to go to Gab or you're going to go to BitChute or something like that. And so you're less afraid of getting banned for saying the wrong thing. And I get that. So that's why I percolated all my videos and synced them. Like, they made it really easy. It's like, just sync your channel and we'll just take your videos off of YouTube and put them on our site. Oh, well, that's fantastic. That means I don't have to upload to 3 different sites. Like back in the ancient before times, you'd have to put your video on YouTube and Dailymotion. It was just a pain in the butt to try to upload to multiple platforms. So great, I only have to upload to YouTube and then it goes automatically. But them reducing that friction, yes, it helped me to get people who felt that way, like, I don't want to be on YouTube because YouTube is bad. I'm going to go to another platform. It helped them to avoid the platform that I really need them on in order to gain any traction or to sustain the channel. The more people are leached away to alt tech, the worse it is for anybody's channel. So if you're looking to start a channel, it may be really tempting. Well, I'll have this redundancy. Like, what the optionality should be in favor of being on Odysee, but the people on Odysee don't actually help you grow at all. So it should be the opposite. And the thing is, I was persuaded by people that were maybe having some success going on Rumble or one of these other platforms, right? One of these alternate platforms. But the fact is, everybody that I saw that was successful in alt tech, that had a large following on alt tech, they gained their following on mainstream tech. They gained their following initially on YouTube or on Twitter or on Facebook, and they took a portion of their audience. They were able to create enough loyalty. They were able to take a portion of their audience over to alt tech, but it was always less than what they would have had on the mainstream platform. That's a big one, right? So yes, alt tech is a great alternative when you have no other option. But if your options are, I can be on YouTube or I can be on Odysee, there's no comparison. You need to be on YouTube. You need to be where the people are. Same thing with X. You need to be on X. That's where the people are. That's where all the big conversations are happening, is over on X, aka Twitter, right? You need to be on Facebook. Now, I still have Facebook around because I toy with the idea of advertising my books, but I never do it. But the main reason I don't interact with my Facebook thing is that it's just one too many things to deal with, and nobody sees it because of the way Facebook does an inverse algorithm. At least they did for a long time. I haven't really dug deep into what Meta is doing now with their products, but what they used to do is I would collect followers on Facebook, I would make a post, and I would have to pay Facebook for them to show that post to the people who already followed me on Facebook. Make that make sense? Well, I mean, I know it makes sense. They're making money off of the creators because the people aren't paying anything, right? They're making money off the people trying to post and reach people. Like Huffington Post can just pay Facebook to spread their little article around, to share their article and to let people see it when their friends comment on it and things like that. So it would make sense for those things to work that way. But if you're trying to gain traction and gain attention, it doesn't work, right? It's just a money pit. So I don't do Facebook, but YouTube, you still have a potential to gain an audience. X, you still have a potential to reach other people. And those are the big ones. And so those are the ones that I really focus on. And yes, I have a Gab account. I don't really use it. The other thing is merely being on these other platforms. Like I should probably delete my Gab, and it's nothing against Andrew Torba or Gab or anything like that. Is that that can be used as like a chip against you? Someone could use that as a vector of attack. Like you're a bad person because you're on the alt tech platform, and we've seen even alt tech from the left has the same problem. Right? They're going to come back to Twitter because that's where the people are. That's where the hot button topics are. They really want to believe that their Blue Sky app will do it, or their Threads app, or whatever competitor to Twitter is gonna do it. But it's kind of one of those technical monopoly things, right? It's more efficient for everybody to be on one platform or a limited number of platforms because you can think of each platform as a standard. YouTube does video, X does short form posts. Facebook does long form posts and multimedia, and they're sort of geared towards different audiences. But once you have these hegemons, if you are marketing, there's no reason to even bother with alt tech. Like, why would I advertise? Why would I want to? I don't think Odyssey actually does advertisements. I think they do like tips. But let's say I could advertise on Blue Sky. Why would I bother? There's no one on it. Right. And the people that are on it are a specific market segment that if that's not a segment that I think is going to buy my product, there's just zero reason to even think about it. You want to go to where the biggest audience is. That's YouTube. Right. So that's the big ones. Right. Is that I don't want to be part of the ghetto. The last one is that time is a zero sum game. So while I might be tempted, I don't have to spend time uploading to Odyssey. I can just like sync the channel or something. To really interact with people, that takes time, right? I have to go log into BitChute or whatever to respond to a comment. So time is a zero-sum game, and I lose time by doing that. And it's the same thing with something like Minds. I don't even know if Minds is still around anymore, but that was the one that all the YouTubers were pushing, maybe 8-9 years ago or something. And everyone, any minute that I'm spending on Minds, I'm not spending on a platform where I could actually connect with other people that might be interested in what I have to offer, whether it's books or it's movie criticism or just YouTube videos or whatever the hell I'm doing, or my music, right? I'm not meeting those people, and I'm losing time. So as my schedule fills up and I need to be more intense with my focus, the alt tech stuff has to go. So that's really why I don't do alt tech anymore. Hopefully that makes sense. It's just, there's not a lot of people on it. The people that are on it would help me out a lot more by being on YouTube instead of alt tech. And that means I maybe have to put a little friction. If you really care about seeing me, you got to see me on the main platform where your comment is going to help the video, where you get to interact with the rest of the audience, where I get to really see your comment in a timely fashion and make a video response just for you because I love you all so much, right? Buy my book. And I can reach a bigger audience to maybe talk about literature, talk about books, talk about what I have to sell, and those sorts of things. That's really why I avoided it. It's nothing against alt tech. I have nothing bad. I don't think it's bad that people are trying to create alternatives, but the technical monopoly thing, when you're trying to run a business, it really wins out. Okay. If you're just someone trying to use a service, maybe those services have more advantage. But even then, I feel like every time I try to use BitChute or Odyssey, it just doesn't work well. Right. Whereas YouTube works almost flawlessly even now. So leave me your thoughts down below. I love the conversations. And this is one where there's been a lot of things that really convinced me. These YouTubers saying like, we have to protect ourselves against censorship. Turns out if I get knocked off of YouTube, I've been effectively censored because there's only 10 people watching me on another platform anyway. So you know what I mean? Do you see what I mean? If I get banned from the city corner, standing out and yelling to the sheep in the countryside has effectively removed my free speech rights. If I'm not allowed to talk to other people, then I don't have free speech, right? So I need to be here. I need to be where I can actually reach people. That's the biggest advantage. And this is especially the case. The last thing I'll say is, remember, I've talked about this before. Channels have a lifespan. They grow and they decay. My channel is in the latter phase of its life where I'm trying to just kind of sustain and keep doing my thing. And when I think that it's about time to move on to other interesting things to do, then hopefully I'll have a good point to kind of step off and do that. All right. But in the meantime, I still want to maintain and maybe get the last little bit of growth out for the channel before its lifespan starts to kind of die off. Because again, like there's a difference between total subscribers and active subscribers. Most of my subscribers are not interested in what I'm doing anymore. They're not checking with me. They're not really watching the videos. YouTube's not suggesting them. They're just not interested in me anymore. That's nothing against them. They're not bad for not being interested in what I have to say or what videos I'm making. That's just how things fall out. So that's all. Hopefully that will be helpful to you if any of you are looking to get into the YouTube business or use YouTube to help grow your business or reach people. You really want to be on the big platforms. That's the long and short of it. So have a great one, and I'll see you all next time. Leave me your thoughts down below. And King Leper is out July 24th. Martin meets Anderson. That's the log line. Have a great one.